You shall not pass. Guys, in this video, we're going to look at guard retention drills. How to block my partner from passing, invert, and start making connections off rope and attack my partner. Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, we're not going to go over a lot of technique. We're going to look at a conceptual approach on how to retain your guard. I'm a huge fan of some great guard players like Levi Jones, if you guys haven't checked that out, or Lachlan, or some guys have really good guards. If your guard is unpassable, you will not lose in jiu-jitsu 99% of the time. So let's just get to it, guys. Today, it's going to be quite conceptual. If you want to see some more drills, we might put some footage at the end of the video. But for today, I'm just going to go over every step. My guard is in any position, I want to keep my legs between me and my partner. So my guard is my legs in between my partner and myself. I don't want you to think today as I want to go for De La Hiva, or I want to go for a reverse De La Hiva, or I want to go for an Kguard, or I want to go for this pose. I just want you to keep your legs in between your partner. The next step would be for me to get a connection on my partner, which could be like a 2-on-1 or a connection on their leg, and start entering for entanglements, sweeps, or wrestle-ups. But today, before we attack, I want you to not get past and retain your guard. So we're going to start off quite simple. I do not want my feet to be pushed down by my partner. She's pushing on my shins and puts pressure on my guard, or to have a symmetrical grip and push my legs up and start passing me from there. A lot of times people grab your legs and just pull them out of the way and start passing. Today, first thing we're going to look at is as I'm flat on my back, I prefer to be seated in my guard sometimes, but today we're going to start off in a supine position. As I'm flat on my back, I want to self-frame. So the first thing we're going to look today is self-framing. Now the self-frame where I reinforce my knees with my elbows to my body means that the space where she wants to pass is closed. And also if she puts a lot of pressure on my guard, I have a really strong framer. If I don't have the self-frame and she puts a lot of pressure, she can easily start turning me and puts a lot of pressure on my guard. Now you might also have encountered people pulling your legs away from your body. So if she pulls my legs away from my body, she opens up the space between my hips and my armpits where she wants to pass and settle. So my self-frame then becomes, instead of pushing on my knees, I hug my knees. Now if she pulls my legs out, they're stuck to my body. Now this is a bit easier said than done, because I want to feel and switch these frames. Second off, to not have her push my feet symmetrically down or up, as I frame and reinforce my guard, I want to have one foot higher than the other. So she's always guessing on which side she's going to pass, and she doesn't get a good grip to either pass through north-south or Toriando or pin me there. So my feet are asymmetrical as I self-frame reinforce myself, and I look for frames and then start to look for connections. As I get connections, I can start entering into my guard. So this is a basic principle I want you guys to start with as your guard to reinforce. If she does get a good grip on my shin, I want to get a top. So now she has a top position. I want to then pummel. Now I have the top position. So it makes it really awkward for her to push this leg down and out of the way. Yeah? Now later on, we're going to look if she gets further in these kind of Toriando or leg drag passes. Now before we do so, I want you guys to get some mobility drills here. Once my partner starts stepping her foot on this side, yes, thank you, I'm going to, stay there. I want to open my leg over, frame, and bring my hips square to the guard as I immediately look back for entanglements. Opposite side, please. She passes to the side, my leg goes, I open my hip. Now all this time, as she goes, once again, I'm self-framing, pushing. She's not close enough yet for me to post on the shoulder. I'm back. If she steps beyond my knee, I cannot throw my leg over. I will first lift my hips and then get my legs back and start entangling. Now I want you to do this, guys. Every time you re-guard, and this is where I see a lot of videos stop, so pay attention. Most people, they get back to the guard, they have no pressure, and it becomes a battle where they eventually get exhausted, physically or mentally, and get past. So she's not going to do one pass and stop. She's going to do pass, 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 pass on all sides. So what I want you to do is anytime you re-guard, I'm just going to show once, but today I want you to remember this. Anytime, so I'm framing, I'm pummeling, anytime she starts passing, and I re-guard back to the center line, I immediately want to look for grips and start at least disbalancing her. Now look at the difference. Now she's in my guard. Now I can choose if I want to enter into like single leg X or Kguard or whatever. So I'm not talking about the guard you choose to do, or the sweep you choose to do, or the wrestle up, or the leg entanglement. Nothing of this, just a disbalance. So look at this, for example. She starts passing one side, I'm framing, pummeling. As I get De La Hiva, and I just disbalance. I'm not doing a sweep yet. I'm not choosing to sweep or do a back take or whatever. I'm just looking for connections and kazushi, a disbalance. So this is it. Anytime you re-guard, you want it to get back straight into the offense. Otherwise, you're just on the defense all the time. Now, remember that, rewind, and keep it in your mind from any drill we do from now on. Next off, as my partner starts passing yeah? And I cannot throw my legs over, so she's passing and she's so close, she starts toreandoing. Now I have to frame. So let's turn a little bit so the camera can see. If she's in this toreando pass, yes, now freeze, yes. I want you to understand that your hands have two different jobs. My top hand, or my far side hand, is posting on the shoulder. I can post with both, but eventually this hand is trying to look for connections. As I can replace this frame with my leg, I can either base on the shoulder, like so, push off and try to get back to square. But she's keeping this leg down, so I can use my connection hand to strip it, get back to square, yeah? So I reguard. Instead of posting on the shoulder, I could also look to lasso here. The thing in no-gi is she can now just pull her arm out. So it's good because I get the top position back. But what I really like to do, and I think Levi Jones does a great job of doing this, is as she has a toreando, I frame, I lasso, and I cut behind the armpit. If she now wants to pull the arm out, now I have a connection. Now I can use my connecting hand to strip grips, yeah? Maybe look for 2-on-1s, or start entering from my own entanglements. Mateusz Jasinski does a good job of doing this on the far side armpit, yeah? Which is also really cool, even without the lasso sometimes. But these grips, framing, pushing, so my top hand is pushing, my bottom hand is looking for connections or grips until my legs are in place. So if my legs are here, I cannot go for a 2-on-1 or start entering. I first need to frame, get my frames back, maybe get my bottom leg back, and now I can start to look for connections of my own to start entering for upper body or lower body entries. So I hope that makes sense in which arm has which job to do if she's further in the pass. Now let's look at another thing. If she's passing to this side and I'm still flat on my back, I might like to self-frame on the far side. So she's passing this way. Let's turn a little bit so the camera can see us. Yes. Because if I don't, she can push me that way, my hips, this side. So when I see a lot of beginners struggling and then trying to A-B and trying to get like back to their guard, you're gonna get passed helplessly. So if we're here and she wants to push my hips off to that side, I'm self-framing here. So it becomes very hard to push me in that direction. Yeah, try this out for yourself. Let's turn a little bit. It's hard to see. Yes. If she pushes my hips that way, I can prevent this by self-framing here, yeah, and then looking to strip this and get back to this square, yeah. After I self-frame, I'm still flat, yeah. I try to go to my side, and then I can frame on the shoulder, and we're back to doing the pommel and the stuff we did before, yeah, as I get back to my guard. So this is a very conceptual way so far to approach these kind of passes. Now let's look at a pass you might know, like a leg drag pass. We're gonna do a different mechanic and we're gonna add some stuff together. So if she's a leg drag passing, it's very hard for me to now use this leg and get back to the guard, yeah? Because my leg is cross-sided. So as she's leg drag passing, you might know this drill. I go with this pommel with my leg on the top side, this scissor drill. As I get my feet back, square, and remind you, anytime we're back square, we're really trying to sweep or enter or at least this balance and create a connection of our own. But the video will get too long if I show that every time. So if she's leg drag passing, I'm gonna use the top leg, base, get back to square. Now this is where a lot of these drills stop, once again, and now I'm not talking about the follow-up. Now I'm talking about the fact that after she leg drags me to one side and I recover, she will not quit there. She will start passing left, right, left, up, down. So let's make it interesting. The second time around, when she goes, let's do it slowly again. So she leg drags, I scissor and pommel to the top side. Now she leg drags again as I recover, and now I get past. Now this is when we add inversions to our reguards. Watch this. Instead of going back to the guard, especially the beginners, you're here, she leg drags, you go back towards, facing her, she goes again, and you really want to turn back to her, but she's already passed from north, south, side control. So instead of going back, this is when we frame and go invert, from where we can start entering. So let's look at the whole drill. She leg drags, I cross step, yeah. She leg drags again, I frame and invert. As she settles or not, I can enter into my entanglements and start this balancing sweeping. So inverting is a really good drill to add to your guard game. You can do some basic drills with this and just play around with your partner. She just only does a leg drag and keeps standing there. Leg drag, boom. I go one, other side, boom. I go two, yeah. Now inversions, the same thing. I can start to look, to invert here, and drill these kind of guard retentions. Combine that with self-frames. As she starts to pass, I self-frame, be asymmetrical. Toreando pass, please. As she toreandos, frame. I know the job of my top arm. I know the job of my bottom arm. I pommel or get back. Go back to my guard. Yeah? Start establishing grip of my own. Enter into Kguard or whatever. Now, The hard part about this video, guys, thank you. The hard part about this video, guys, is that it's not so structured that I'm like, hey, this is the pass, this is the sweep, this is the technique. They're separate drills, but I hope you can see in this video that we combine and mix them together. Yeah? If you enjoy this type of content, yeah, let us know in the comments so we can make more videos like this instead of just going through techniques. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck drilling, yeah, and become unpassable. Whoosh.